Listen, so we have been given a gift for Halloween from the Dragula family, the Boulet brothers, in the essence of a Dragula resurrection. Yes. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can, as this was a 2-hour and 4-minute showcase of the facts of life. No, not the facts of life, but we did get to learn a lot about some previous contestants on this show. They were competing for a spot on season 4. Well, most of them were. And $20,000 is the cash prize here for whoever is said the winner. We got a winner. They're going to be back for season 4. I'm really going to focus more on the floor shows and what we were given on that, because they had some bomb looks. But we're going to go over what this gave, because Dragula Resurrection did just that. Resurrect a lot of us back into enjoying television again. Cue my theme. Listen. Yeah! It's your boy Matty Rants. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. My channel. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe to the network. If you'd like to reach out to me on my other social media pages or see other things that I might possibly do, I go live on Instagram a lot. You can catch me on Instagram and Facebook at Matty Rants, on Twitter at the Matty Rants. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, please and thank you. All donations are needed and necessary. She's blah. That'd be Cash App, $ Matty Rants, Venmo, Matty-Rants, and PayPal.me/Matty Rants. Today, we are talking about Dragula Resurrection. I'm trying a new color scheme here just for Dragula's sake. So if it's a little low, raise the brightness up. And if not, I'll probably do the same when I'm editing. We'll see how this goes. Either way. So if I lean in just a little bit, I'm giving my mic some love because I do enjoy the crispness of this micro mic. However, when it's on my shirt with the lapels specifically, she seems to be a little bit more muffled. So we're going to go with this route here till we get something that's a little bit cuter to hold her up. Anywho, if you're new to this channel, I cover a lot of drag race, Dragula, drag competition type of tea, LGBTQIA+ programming, as well as hot topics and conversations. And we go live on Sundays to have a good talk. If you're ever feeling down, you join me on a Sunday, baby. I promise you're gonna feel better. I also do a podcast with Miss Mimi Cherry for Fortunate Rants. We try to air that on Tuesdays, but as you can see, that didn't happen this week because of Dracula, so she had to be released early. But Mondays or Tuesdays, you'll find the Fortunate Rants podcast on my channel. Let's get to Dragula. Quick shout out to American Richard. This is one of my favorite shirts you've sent me. It fits so well. I can't wait to be showcased on your Instagram page. No, I'm just kidding. Well, why not, before season 4, do an all-stars type of shindig? Definitely not a season. But a shindig of sorts, or a sort of little soiree for a couple of hours here, where they get to bring back some favorites. All-star. Like a little bit. They bring back queens from season 1, season 2, and season 3, and they're given the opportunity to do a floor show. I swear to God, I'm gonna get this right. But a floor show where they need to present 3 different looks, with the last look incorporating a lip sync performance number, a song specifically by Kim Petras. Hey, Kim. So I was like, okay, we have a show here. I was a little nervous that when they said 2 hours, it was going to be 2 hours of us going to people's houses and like asking them questions about everything. It was like a 60 questions per 7 contestants. It kind of was. And there were a little editing issues here and there. That's like my only issue with the show. There were certain points, no shade, Dragula. I don't know who did it. It was like earlier in the episode, but somebody was about to ask a question or they reacted and then they cut the mic for them and then went along with the scene, but it happened like 2 times early in the scene. So I don't know if anybody else noticed that too, but it didn't happen later on. But $20,000 and a chance to compete on season 4, I'm here for that. Just a little bit. I just realized I'm doing this a lot. I'm gonna stop. No, I'm not. I love doing it. Let's just go through what the show was first, and then we're gonna talk about the floor show outfits and performances. Oh, I did it. And talk about the winner, because I was gagged and I assumed it was going to be 2 others. But then when I saw what they were doing as well, I was like, ooh, but they are a contender, mama. And I'm glad that they won. So let's just get into what the show was specifically here before we start on our action. In true Dragula form with the Boulet brothers, we're given so many references of different Halloween movies or horror tropes, all of the above and between that, you know, honey, it's just fabulous. It's just fabulous. One Boulet brothers downstairs getting sucked up on by some random hot vampires. They were all gorgeous. And then the other Boulet brothers upstairs contemplating who of the eliminated deceased contestants should be coming back into the competition, along with some man being forced to watch something terrible. I'm sure it was all stars, fill in the blank. So, I am assuming, let's see here. So the Boulets get together and they, of course, walk and do a whole lot of transitional moments. I will say that this honestly didn't have to be a 2-hour show, but a lot of the Boulets needing to give you atmosphere, production, and editing skills showed through a lot of this. And I mean, baby, every single time we went somewhere new, or if we were going into a transition of a floor show, it was like 5 to 6 minutes. I am over exaggerating, but it did feel a little bit like that, of just woo, wah, woo, wah, woo, and a ghost. And it's like, okay, what's going on here? Like, damn, get to the point. But at the same time, I appreciate presentation and them putting this through. And also, they may have been asked or requested to make this a 2-hour run for shada. Oh, did anybody cancel the subscription yet? I don't know if I want to, because there's a couple good movies on there I really want to see. They bring back 7 contestants, like I said, from seasons 1 through 3. Seasons 1 includes Frankie Doom and Loris. Shout out to Loris. I was gagged. Girl, you're dating my drag mother? I saw my drag mother, Honey Davenport, in there. I said, wait, what? Wait. See, this is what I don't call enough. I'm sorry, Mom. I don't call enough. I didn't know I had a stepmother. I didn't know what was going on here. What's happening? But Loris and Frankie do from season 1. From season 2, Victoria Elizabeth Black, who was a huge favorite on season 2, and one of the people who was honestly a top contender for Bitch Puddin' to go up against, because, I mean, Victoria is amazing. You also have from season 2, Kendra Onyx, who is a great performer, went home early. I really did like her story in this Dragula Resurrection, and I'm going to sort of like go through everyone's stories just a little bit, not too much. I'm not going to spend 45 minutes talking about somebody's life. Honestly, y'all need to subscribe and watch it yourselves. Okay, we saw it. And also from season 2, forgot. And also from season 2, Blood on the Dance Floor, Dolly. I got to give Dolly some love here too. I did enjoy a lot of the conversation that was had, plus major flirtation between a particular contestant in season 3 that we're going to discuss in just a second here. But yeah, Dolly, I always think of the history and what band they used to be in. And then I remember I had somebody tell me this really horrible story about that band that includes someone by the name of Jeffrey asterisk symbol star, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I don't think that's something Dolly's carrying with her or was even like in the midst of that mess. And I hope they weren't, because if I cared about that other person more, I'd look it up. But honestly, I'd rather focus on Dolly, because Dolly's not only hot, but Dolly's also very interesting to listen to. And I thought they brought a lot to this resurrection. And from season 3, we have Priscilla Chambers, who started transitioning right after season 3. So bravo to you, sister. I could see it in every point of your interviews. You were my favorite person to be interviewed through this entire 2 hours. You had the funniest jokes. You always had something cute to say. You had little moments here and there. I felt who you were. And it's really interesting to see you from season 3 now onto this and what you gave. But I loved it. I lived for it. So shout out to you, Miss Priscilla Chambers and Saint, formerly known as Saint Lucia, but they're going by Saint right now. You're fine. You're gorgeous. Gorgeous. Beautiful. But when I say another person who I really wanted to know more about, and I got to learn a lot about them in this competition for these 2 hours. I mean, we didn't have a choice because, I mean, some people gave good stories, others really didn't. But that's kind of how it went for the show. It was very much we're going back and forth between hearing some stories from some previous contestants to them showing us what looks they were working on and what inspired them for these looks, to then present a floor show where they present the looks. I got floor show right. And sort of continue this process all the way through until we get to the last floor show where they have to do the Kim Petras lip sync, and then the Boulay brothers judge the queens based on their time previously. It was a part of the scoring. Like, we remember where they came from, so now where are they now? And I believe, especially Swan Thulu, Miss Swan Thulu Boulay, I agreed with almost 90% of everything that you said. I was like, damn, they just took all the words out of my mouth. But I did appreciate how they did the judging. I thought it was fair and interesting. I did feel like we had a top 3 situation based on what they were saying, with a couple of people who were pretty good but had a few slip-ups here and there. And that was kind of the theme a lot for most of the contestants, was that they did good here, but then something bad would go there, and then maybe it was okay here. So it was interesting, but we did get a winner, and I will discuss now. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. After all was said and done, and we are going to get to these looks here, Saint is the winner of Dragula Resurrection and will be competing in season 4. Now, I do want to mention this. That was something very interesting that was said by a particular contestant, Miss Victoria Elizabeth Black, who mentioned that she honestly didn't want to go back to season 4. She was here for the money, but she rather compete on a season with the best of the best of the best because she thinks she's the best. And personally, did you see what Victoria presented to these floor shows? A caliber. The prosthetic work is amazing. Oh my God. Every look this episode was the tea for me, honestly. She didn't mess up once. But I think she shot herself in the foot when she said, I don't want to compete in season 4. I'd rather do an All-Stars. And to be honest with you, I agree. It was a good show. This was a long 2 hours, though. I'm not going to lie. I, at one point, was like, I want to fast forward, but Shudder does not have that option on the website. When you're doing the video player, it has rewind, not fast forward. You got to click over and do all that stuff, but I didn't want to miss anything. Either way, I was entertained by more than others. I did love the floor shows. I thought everybody brought something to the table, and I was really here for Dragula again to be back. So to go through kind of what the story was for everybody here, and not to not make this the full focal point of the video, but there was a lot of information given, and I just want to give a couple of shout outs to some specific things. Loris opens up a lot about her family as well, her mom's Wiccan and where she got a lot of her stuff from, the crazy relationship with her brother, as well as her time on Dragula and how it felt really hurtful to hear those people say her name as, being the person who need to go home. And then, of course, the messages conveyed back that she is not really great at communicating her point and can sometimes come off as being like an ass. And of course, you saw some of the other contestants on this resurrection confirm, verify that they feel the same way, and or some of them, one of them, just one, maybe two, gave her a little bit of a defense here, okay? So shout out to you, Loris. Sometimes it's hard to communicate, but you know what, baby? You're very talented and brilliant, and I'm sure that eventually it's going to get there, but, some people just take it the wrong way or whatever. I mean, when I met you, you pulled out a giant D.O. out of your purse, girl. Loris, that was the first time I met you. It was Evita, and you pulled out a giant black dragon. I think it was a dragon penis. I didn't know, but it was. I was completely gagged. She was sweet. But anywho, yeah, that was my experience with Loris. Everyone had different experiences with her, but that was just mine. Frankie Dooms was really focused on the fact that she's not going back to work right now. It's Halloween season, and it really sucks because, you know, that was her job, or one of the jobs she had, working at a theme park and, you know, going into character. And a lot of those performers, you know, I know those people too, because some of those people are actors who are doing that kind of work just to make stuff in between time before they make their big role or they get a big gig. And so it is really tough. A lot of performers, dancers, entertainers, a lot of entertainers and those who work in the industry who people take advantage of or don't really realize what they do to entertain people and what those tips do, as well as pay to help them survive. But yeah, Frankie spoke on that, as well as his family growing up in a Mexican household, to be the macho man. I have heard this story many times before between my friends who always explain, you know, when I was in the Mexican household, it was like this, it was like this, it was like this, and like this. And Frankie was very unapologetic about it and made sure that he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And shout out to you and your partner and everything else that's going on with you, Frankie Doom. Kendra Onyx, we talked about her fire burn story with her face getting almost melted all the way off, and her recovery was everything. Girl, what insurance you got? I need to know. I want to know what that copay like, because if that's the copay, or who was your doctor, that part. Oh, I almost said when Jesus says yes, but this is not the right show for that. But God is everywhere. Amen. All right. Trying to be here. I'm tired, y'all. Please forgive me. Military background, her time on the show, her as a performer, and also they got a lot of sound bites of how she feels about other people. But yeah, it was very much, you know, her recovery after that incident, her as a performer, and her diving into her drag and being proud of her drag. So shout out to Kendra Onyx. Then we have Dolly, who didn't touch too much on old stuff, but more so on Dragula based things. Their time on the show, why they quit, why they just gave up, what was the whole purpose and point behind that, where they are now in their feelings towards everything, and what they wish they could have done, or any regrets that they had. So shout out to Dolly. And also, I really appreciate your conversation on Black Lives Matter movement, as well as everybody else. I know Loris was out there marching in LA. I remember seeing pictures of that on Facebook. Like, to everybody who was actually giving a flip about this movement, knowing that this is not something radical. It's not something that's supposed to be against America, but this is an actual protest and a fight for, you know, police brutality against people of color, especially Black people, and also towards Black trans women and trans men who have been targeted. So yeah, it was very much lovely and refreshing to hear that. And, you know, Dolly's mixed, and also explained that in her household, how it was for her growing up different. On one side it was like this, and on the other side it was like that. So this was a lot to unpack, everybody. That's why, again, this was a 2-hour show, and I was drained at the end of this experience, but still glad to be there. Then we got Victoria Elizabeth Black, like, really opening up and talking about a lot of things, dealing with a form of Asperger's, or maybe a small portion of it. I didn't get too much information on that, but she did mention that she did have some bit of that with her, and that sort of played into her development growing up, and her communication with others, and how she feels, because she's more of an observer, very much introverted, versus being very extroverted, needing to interject into conversations. She threw a little shade at James Majesty there, which I was like, oh, honey. Victoria slipped that she really didn't want to win this because she wanted to do an All-Stars, and that was like, ooh, nail in the coffin for me. But I will say she is a complete genius, and I think that the work she does is brilliance. Now, for season 3, Priscilla, of course, talks about her transitioning, her being fully free. Y'all, it just was a breath of fresh air to hear her so happy, and like, just, this is me, and I'm loving, and just everything about somebody living their full truth and sharing it, and you can feel that good energy from them, all was expressed through Priscilla Chambers. And I loved it, and I love that she's still so Southern. And the fact that she can smoke a cigarette through her nose and blow it out her mouth. I would never try that with my libations. I'm nervous. I don't think I should. But Priscilla, I love you, and we appreciate you for being on the show, and thank you for living in your full truth. We love it. Saint, you made me cry, and I want to slap you for that. And y'all know I'm a crier, but still, I was doing real good until we got to Saint discussing how she felt about Black Lives Matter. Why am I holding the mic like this? Whatever. And just the emotion she felt like trying to be someone, a part of the community that can actually be a voice, but also being scared to have that voice because it does come with a lot. Okay, when you are someone, say, who is vocal and very open about your opinion, it does open up a new doorway of rejection, hate, and criticism, and all those things to you that sometimes it's really hard to take in because your intentions aren't negative, but those people find that you're going against them, or you're doing something that they can't agree with, or you're in a place where your own people are dying in front of you or around you, and you want to speak up about it, but you're afraid about your own life at hand. So, you know what, Saint? I appreciate you for being open about it. I appreciate you for talking about it. I appreciate you for giving us a lot more of you than what we saw. And I was a huge fan of Saints by the maybe, I don't know what hour into this. I didn't really see you on season 3 like that, Saint. No shade. No shade. You know, that Amazon Prime was messing up real bad, and it took me a while to get back to your episode. God, these queens had a lot to give us in terms of their story, and I also loved the in-between moments of them working on their looks and telling us their process and what they're going for. Actually, before I get to those looks specifically, something told me to play the last 3 minutes of the episode. I normally don't stay past the credits unless it's in a Marvel movie. So is Dolly competing on season 4 as well? It's like Saint won, but they also want to put Dolly back in the competition too. Which, would this mean a bigger cast? Oh, interesting. So is it Saint and Dolly going into the competition, or is Saint just coming back and Dolly's going to be used for something else? I don't know. Interesting to see how that works. But Dolly does end up waking up after that horrible death after opening those envelopes, because that's how they learned, y'all. They learned who the winner was by an envelope, yellow manila envelope being sent to somebody, right? And they opened it up and it was a VHS tape. Now, I know a lot of you babies have no idea what I'm talking about, or what you've seen before, only like a giant block that had tape of some sort in there that you had to rewind with your finger or put in like one of those rewinders for somebody. Anywho, they had to watch a video. It was very Ring-ish, very, oh my God, I'm watching something that's making me die, blah, 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 all that kind of mess. But that's how they found out who the winner was, because Saint didn't die. She was like, oh my God, me. But Dolly waking up at the end is like, we might have 2 people competing on season 4, or somebody from season 2 and 3. Interesting. But Saint is the winner of the competition. On to the runway, please. If you don't mind, I want to do this via season 1 to 3 style based on the contestants, okay? First up, we're going to do Frankie Doom from season 1, giving us the witches, the Grand High Witch. Y'all remember that movie with Angelica Houston. This was cool. I liked it. I think the prosthetics looked amazing. I'm with Swanthulu in reference to, why did she do the reveal so quickly? Was it quickly or was it editing? I don't know. But I think this was a great look. I wouldn't go top tier with it, but I did really, 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 really like it. I think that Frankie did a good job with the look. I think her presentation could have been better. So up next from season 1 would be Loris, giving you wicked tease, honestly. Especially with that latex number. That was a beautiful witch outfit. I think it may have been my favorite, but I did love her witch outfit. I thought it was honestly stunning, and I was really here for that hat. Now, when she turned around and that little goblin goobly face came up with the finger that pointed, there's a point in the showcase that actually has her out in the field, and I guess she's turned around, but that little thing is pointing with the face. That was scary. So I got to give Loris that. That was the ish kabibbles. I was afraid. I did like how it looked like in the front. I thought it was pretty, as well as well done. The Freddy Kruger hand bit extensions. I didn't understand that, but that would be my only issue with that look. But I did love it when it turned around and gave you that like sort of back face ghoulish witch type of moment. I thought that was hot. So let's get into season 2. We got Kendra Onyx, Victoria Elizabeth Black, and Dolly. We'll start with Kendra Onyx first. Kendra, honey. From here up, everything. From there down, the fool. I was like, chop. Girl, I hated that outfit. I really did. I was like, that was so... How much time? And it felt like, based on what I saw with other people, that time wasn't utilized correctly, or that's just the route that you wanted to go, or that was the route that you wanted to go. But I honestly felt like you should have started driving in a different direction, because you were here and then you stopped and then it went to a cheap level. And I understand that you wanted this to be an African witch and you wanted her to be like, like a tribal witch and all that type of stuff, but I can see better outfits on them. So I was not happy with this look. I think, this may have been one of my least favorites of the showcase here. But performance was one. Victoria Elizabeth Black, how dare you step out there looking like an exact villainous character from a horror movie coming out in 2021, possibly on Netflix. You gave witch, you gave bog witch, you gave decomposing witch. It was really good. I loved it. I don't know where else I can go with this. It was so well done. It was just so well done. And Dolly from season 2. Now, Dolly's desert witch. I think what really sold it the most for me was how she made her skin look. Specifically, it was like almost like it's just drying or just falling off of her because of the intense heat, and it's just hardened so much, and there's like not a drop of Nivea moisturizer anywhere in sight. Like, no Aveeno for you, mama. So it's like, I don't know what to say other than that it was a brilliant showcaseable look to me. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I don't even know if those thumbnails were even needed on the front for the headpiece, but everything was really a bop. I was here for it. I thought it was cute. I liked it. Season 3, Priscilla, Swamp Witch. I kind of wish that the bottom gator mouth part that you were talking about being an extension of the headpiece was actually drilled in correctly. I know probably for time purposes or for safety purposes that couldn't happen for you, Priscilla. However, I still like this look, but I'm not going to call it top tier. It was a good look. Good look. I was here for you spitting out that swamp water. Nasty, girl. I hope you had some Listerine afterwards. Did you brush your teeth? But I did like this. I just wasn't like, whoa. It was just really good, and I liked the performance part of it. And season 3's Saint. So Saint, let's talk. At first I was like, I don't know how to take this. I'm gonna be real with you. At first I was like, I don't know. And then as the presentation happened, and it was almost like a deconstruction of the look, like you seemed so clean, and it was really beautiful. And I think I was blown away by that. I was so used to seeing all the all with that. That's like, okay, well, why can't this witch here give a sense of spirituality but also danger by just looking at them a little bit? And I did love the accessories that you had on with the butterflies. I love butterflies, so anytime someone like puts that through some wiring or some sort of fascinator, girl, I'm here for it. I did like this. I did like it a lot. I like something else that you did later way better, but this was a really good showing. Plus that wig was the tea. It was the tea. I wouldn't say it was my favorite out of all the witches. I think my favorite witch look, I'm like, let me go. I think Victoria Elizabeth Black did the witch the best, and I give Laura's second, I give her runner-up for that one, because it was really, really good too. Third would be a tough one for me. We just have to drop that line down. But tell me who you thought was your favorite witch for that floor show. Now, let's do Ghost. Frankie Doom, you seem to be a cosplay queen, or maybe you're not trying to be and just inspired, but it gives cosplay tease, because this is La Lorna. La Lorna? Ooh, I think I said it right the second time, y'all. Forgive me for the first one. I don't even like how that came out. La Lorna? I've seen the movie. I know what the story is about. It's sad. It's sad, because why she got to steal them children? That's nasty. That's horrible. So she gave that. It was good, and I liked it. Do you see how I feel? It's not, I can't sit there and go, oh, it was amazing. No, it was really good. And I liked it. And I thought it was spot on for what she was giving as the character she was representing. Priscilla was a street walking ghost straight out of the Blow video from Beyonce. If Beyonce did her video in Halloween and half the cast was dead. Priscilla, this may have been one of my favorite looks you've ever done in Dragula history. I don't know why. I think it's the presentation of it all, but it was a serve. It was a serve. It was a serve. Oh, something about that look was so right. I think it's, again, presentation, how they sell it. Oh my God, I loved it so much. I loved it so much, y'all. I don't know why. I thought Priscilla looked gorgeous. But that was my favorite ghost look from her. I thought she killed it. Oh my God, I'm not doing this in order. I'm so sorry. Y'all, I'm reading my notes. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, we did someone from season 1 and season 3. We'll go back to season 1 again and do Loris's ghost look that was more of a demonic possession, split personality, Harvey Dent, Batman, Two-Face situational ship than ghost. I understand that she was trying to convey a message for her friend and showcase it that way, which I think is beautiful, but I did not like this outfit at all. It did not go with the ghost theme to me. I thought it would have been better in a whole nother challenge, but I liked it, just not for this. No, I didn't like it. Loris, I love you, baby. I did not like it. I was like, I think maybe just because it was in the ghost category, and if it was in something different, it would have been given a higher score. But yeah, I missed it. I'll take the blame here. I missed that, Mark. I wasn't feeling that. So to season 2, Dolly, oh my God, that beautiful red with the butterflies, very, like, again, Swanthilu, you're right on my radar. Stigmatities, it was it. I think I like Priscilla's more because it just was hot boots, but Dolly, my God, that was a serve, okay? Serve. It was, ooh, it was good. Victoria Elizabeth Black, that's 2 for 2 for you, Miss Thing. We weren't ready. You had maggots crawling on your face and your body, so that I can't do. You were given walking around the little hallway, scary tease. Yeah, you need to be in an All-Stars. This 20K is cute, but you need to be in an All-Stars, mama. I don't know what else to say besides, wow, that was great. It was amazing. The prospects were amazing. Now, that lace front, though, was showing deep, girl, when they got close to your scalp. But then again, that's just people being picky and me being picky. Indra Onyx, this was another miss. I'm so glad you did the fire breathing, though, because I understand, based on the story you told us about you getting your face basically burned off from a stunt that you were trying to pull at a show. To see that footage shown, and then to see people just go, oh my God, yeah. I can only imagine how you felt with your face on fire and people are just staring at you, and there's only 2 people who actually tried to save your ass. So yeah, I totally get that. I'm glad you did the fire breathing. I was totally here for you, conquering your fears. But this look was a chop. The dress was everything. But this didn't make no. It didn't make no sense. I was like, it's a no. But thank you for the fire breathing, and the dress was beautiful. And last from season 3 is Saint. This took me a second to really love, because the first time I saw it, I was like, girl, did she really just come out here with some doily on her face, with some holes in her mouth and her eyes, and paint it black, and put some little crazy teeth in, and that's it? But then I had to think about it. Let's go back. Lucy is doing a lot of references to, the past here as far as her looks are concerned. This is traditional, but to another level, and to make it even more scarier. Like, what if there was this beautiful doily face with this regular ghost body, say back in the 40s or the 50s when the girls were trying to do Halloween, like the old school style, honey, giving you ETTs, honey, okay, put that little sheet over, ouch, all that. And imagine if that was floating around, girl, with that kind of face in the dark. That scared the shit out of me. I gave it a second look, and I loved it on the second arrival, and I realized Saint's style is very, very simplistic, but with exquisite details in certain bits of the look itself. It does remind me of Aiden, except just The volume's turned up a bit. It's turned up a bit louder. But yeah, now I see why they're sisters. I totally get it, especially with that third look. But we'll get to that in a second here. But yeah, that was the Ghost Runway. Y'all, they brought it. I may be going after Kendra a little bit here, but just comparing it to the other things that we saw, I'm like, I'm not trying to shade, but that part. So the last floor show with the lip sync number to the Kim Petras song is Vampire. Up first is Frankie Doom as my worst nightmare, sitting in a corner of a warehouse that I walked into for no reason, trying to get a cell phone signal because I'm in this horror movie and we're about 45 minutes in and I don't get to make it to the halfway point. That was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. That was your best look. Yep. That was it. That was hot. That was fire. I did really like that look a lot. And it was my favorite from Frankie. So bats to you. That was the tea. And it gave me more Raid Shadow Legends, like this one particular character on there that's this bat looking guy that's actually decent in like Clan Boss, or is it Spider Dungeon? Sorry, my nerdy side's coming out. Anywho, I thought that Frankie did a good job for that one. Now we get to Loris into the vampire bit. I understand why she had the hazmat suit with the mask. I didn't want it together with that. And then the look was actually kind of hot. Like it was really post-apocalyptic. Yeah, very, very that. Very, it's wastelands and she's a vampire queen, or just someone who rides on a motorcycles and she just feeds off of others and does her own thing, like whatever. Performance was kind of whoop. I need to include that too. Frankie's performance was cool, but to be honest with you, all that prosthetic work, it's like, yeah, that was nice, but can barely see her mouth moving. But yeah, with Loris, it's funny because we wouldn't have known the performance was bad until the Boulet brothers were like, by the way, here's the footage. And then we saw that. And it's like, oh, she did have a little trouble with this performance. But I could tell based off of the little clips that we saw of her doing a lot more hair flips than actual lip syncing. But this wasn't horrible. And season 2, once again, Kendra Onyx, this was kind of it. I did like it. I like this a lot. This, I think, was my favorite look of you. Yeah, this was my favorite. And I think also what made this great was the fact that you, as a true performer, know not to take out all of your spades in the beginning because you took the wig off first. The slime was gross. Then all of a sudden we see some other prosthetics on. I was like, why are they? I hated them for judging because it was literally my commentary. All my notes are like, yep, that's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. But I think she did a great performance that sold the look even more. I felt some things weren't fitting right, like the little chest piece part. But that'd be my only critique of that. I thought that Kendra did a good job, and that was her selling point, was this vampire look. I know her. She's sitting in someone's very old home right now, hoping that they get a gaze at her eyes and possibly she can grab more than just a drink. Up next from season 2 is Victoria Elizabeth Black out of Bram Stoker's Dracula, or a version of Dracula where we see Dracula's, I said Dracula. Dracula's first wife tease down boots, the house down boots. Yes, yes, yes. Victoria, this is beautiful. And what's really awesome about this look for you is that the first 2 looks were heavy on the prosthetics. This was just beauty and just beauty and just beauty. It was gorgeous. I loved how it looked like, the layouts, the lights where you were in the coffin. It was presentation. Honey, if I didn't know Victoria didn't want to win this competition, I would have gave it to Victoria all tea. Dolly's last in this list of vampires. I thought this was in the same realm as Loris's look. So I found that the presentation, once again, with her being upside down like a bat with the ears and the mouthpiece and all that, I thought that was severely hot. I just didn't like the outfit. I thought the outfit was horrible. I really did not like that outfit. I thought everything else was severe, but I hated that outfit. I'll be all real with you, Dolly. That was the only thing I didn't like. That outfit was trash. supposed to be. But I loved how your face makeup was and everything else. I thought it was brilliant. Season 3, oh my God. I had so much trouble getting a picture of Priscilla that was a full look, like an entire look. I had so much trouble getting a full look from her. When I finally did see it though, okay, cool. Yeah, it's pretty. It was pretty. She's beautiful. That's that. It didn't add nothing more and nothing less. It was, out of all 3 of the looks that she did, probably her most mute in my opinion. But she was still gorgeous. God, it was hard to get a picture of this. I'm so sorry for this picture right now. You're looking at. Girl, this is difficult. And last but not least is Saint. And this look blew me away, especially with the performance, because of how it went from this really pretty mod girl, very 70s, very, she's trendy, but she gives me like she'd be like the club owner of like this place where it sells like specific drugs or whatever to get people in the door very much of the time, but it really was like a vampire brothel for them to actually like suck the blood of these like junkies or these people who were on drugs that were there, and then they would get high too from the experience from drinking their blood. That is literally my interpretation of Saint's outfit, and I lived for the cleanness of it all. Yes, it was extreme. It was very simple compared to a lot of other girls doing a lot of extra, but that was what was important about Saint's vision. It was so simple that it was so loud. And then there's a point where she's, of course, breaking blood capsules. A lot of them did this, got really gross with it or whatever. But to see her covered in blood with the fangs and the eyes that went and changed colors a little bit here, and the splattered blood all over her with that look and how she performed, it just was so good. I loved it. So yeah, the floor shows were pretty damn amazing. And the Boulet brothers looked great, of course, throughout the entire show with all of their looks in that same wig color. So there you have it, kids. Dragula Resurrection. We have a winner in Saint. They will be competing on season 4, and maybe Dali, especially for that little last bit of her at the end. Are you awake? We shall see. Tell me what you thought of this 2-hour special. Tell me what you thought of these looks. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? How did you feel about the Boulet brothers? What did you feel about this 2-hour and 3-minute time frame? What did you feel about the transitions in between? How did you feel about filming? How'd you feel? How you feeling? What's going on? Oh, Dragula Resurrection on Shudder Network and app. Currently now. Watch. 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 She spells. And don't forget that Drag Race is doing a Bring Back My Ghouls on October 30th with WoW Presents. Apparently, there's going to be skits and performances. All right. Thank you, Boulet Brothers, for giving us Dragula Resurrection. Thank you, my Rant Pack family, for being here and watching me. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. When season 4 does come around, I will be reviewing it, of Dragula. And don't worry, I got All-Star 6 and Drag Race season 13 too. And I'm just waiting for some new programming to pop up that I can actually be interested in talking about. Ooh, and tune in for my Lovecraft Country discussion. It's a long video, and it's a discussion, because we discuss it, between my friend Titan Capri of Thoughts to Ponder. All right, y'all, I gotta go. Hugs and kisses, my best love and wishes to you. It's your boy, Matty Rants. It's been a low lighting kind of video. We shall see you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.